FNB Tertiary Loan, who is eligible to apply for it. Ngozi, good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show. Thank you for joining us. Namhlexeni. Siyabonga ukuthi ni-introduce this loan, particularly for students labafuna mhlambe to further their studies or baqhubeke nama-postgraduates. Tell us more about the tertiary loan, ukuthi isebenza kanjani, who is eligible to apply.
Thank you very much, and a very good morning to our viewers at home. I think the tertiary loan is a financial product that is designed to ease the financial burden that comes with tertiary education. When we conceptualized the idea, we wanted to support or help customers that either want to take themselves to school to further their studies or want to finance tertiary education for their children or dependents.
Okay, so how does it work? Where can one use the loan to study? Is it to apply for tertiaries local and also tertiaries abroad outside the country?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I think one of the other things that we tried to work into the product was we wanted to make it very accessible and not limited to local institutions. You remember that most of our customers will want to maybe get opportunities to take their kids outside of the country. Most of your postgraduate certifications are also outside of the country. So we have opened it up to customers and we're allowing them to actually finance tertiary in the country as well as abroad.
Okay, so just before you get into the benefits of this loan, so how long should I be with FNB for me to be able to apply for this loan?
So you need to be a customer for up to 6 months. So if you've been banking with us and you're salaried with us for 6 months, then we're able to give you an assessment and extend the product to you.
Okay.
We are in the interim also working on a new financial service that is also going to enable customers that have been salaried with us for 1 month to actually enjoy the benefits of some of our unsecured lending products. So I think in the interim we are starting out with 6 months, but I think in the next month we should be allowing customers that have been banking with us for 1 month. As the documentation required, there might be a bit different compared to a customer that we've known for 6 months. The risk that are associated with maybe extending an unsecured lending facility to a client that maybe we don't have that much of a background with. So I think then that becomes a requirement where we want to get a bit more information about the customer so that we're both fair to the business as well as maybe fair to the customer when we give them an assessment of their credit reliability and credit score.
Okay, so getting into the benefits, what benefits come with a tertiary loan? How's it different from a personal loan?
So I think one of the key things that we are doing for our customers here is we are giving them up to 7% off for 7% off on their interest rates. So what this allows the customers to do is, because this is a need-based loan that is designed specifically to take people to school, which we think education is very critical. So the 7% discount then eases the financial burden in the sense that you're paying less in terms of interest, you're paying less in terms of your monthly repayments. So I think that sort of creates a buffer for our customers in these trying times and in a very, very, very strict or maybe challenging economic climate. It extends a bit of a buffer to our customers because now you're paying it over you're also paying it over 60 months instead of maybe a year, whereby if you're paying it over a year the repayment would have skyrocketed. So I think by spreading it over 6 months, again, what we're doing for our customers again is sort of providing that financial cushion. So I think one of the other key elements of the product is we have worked it into a revolving structure. So if you've had the product for a year and you've been paying and you're still a good credit customer, then we're able to extend the revolving or kick in the revolving element of the specific loan. So what that allows you to do is essentially, if you've been paying for a year and then maybe you want or you still need a bit more money, if you haven't reached the 250,000 buffer, then we're able to reassess you and then extend a bit of a lifeline again, because most of these qualifications, undergrad is going to be 3 to 4 years, and then you also have postgraduate certifications that might differ. You might need one certification this year, you need to pay for a different certification the following year if you want to qualify maybe for a chartered accounting or any of these other programs that exist for postgraduate qualifications. So I think that revolving structure then allows that flexibility as well to say maybe if you've paid and then a certain need arises in the future, you're then able to come back to us and reassess you, and then we extend that line of credit based on your affordability again.
So how many percent of the money will you get? It'll depend on how much you've paid.
It'll definitely depend on how much you've paid. Again, I will emphasize it also depend on your affordability metrics, and I think those things that shape your affordability could be your salary. Has it changed in the past year that you've been paying? Are there any other financial commitments that you've made to other financial institutions in that period? Those elements then sort of tweak or will impact your affordability. But if nothing changes, I think then you should be good to go. It shouldn't be a very tough thing to extend that line of credit to the customer.
All right. So if there's a client that is that has already has a loan with FNB, personal loan,
Yes.
do they still apply? Can they still apply for the tertiary loan?
They definitely can apply. Again, I'll go back to the same metrics. The affordability, again, depending on how much you
Depends
have,
on how much you have, yeah.
depending on how
Okay.
much of a loan you currently have, and what your income is. And I think we do have regulations that guide how we do business. So I think in the spirit of doing business right and making sure that we don't extend maybe predatory lending services to our customers, and ensuring that people are able to survive and not be swamped up in debt. So again, if you do have a facility, we are able to help you depending on your affordability, as well as how much of a financial commitment have you already made to us.
Okay, so nibolekisa 250,000 malangini maximum.
Yes.
So is it up to my discretion? Biguti, I sponsor 2 of my children
Yes.
with a study loan, or noma nifuna guti 1 student per loan. How does it work?
So the way we look at it is lo muntu lotawutsatsa le loan kutawuba ngilo leli customer letfu lelikhona. So sine sitawubuka leli customer ukuthi liqualify la malini.
Okay.
And then I think when it comes to the documentation, customer letfu litawukhona ukuthi nalisilethele le documentation lisikhombe lokho so labantwana babili lona ufunza kuna university naye lona uyofunza kuna university naye. So mina ngidzinga 100,000 ukuze ngikhona lokusupport labantu bami. We do the assessment, and then we look at the documentation, and it shouldn't be a hassle. But I think the key thing is sibuka li customer linye la FNB, nangabe li customer linye la FNB line bantfwana noma babili noma bathathu lelifuna kubafundzisa, so litawusebenzisa kuye lo 250, or the cap is going to be the 250,000 amalanga.
Oh, that's nice. So nami njengengumdala ngakhona ukuthi ngibhadalele mina ngiphinde ngifake one of my children as well.
Yes, yes.
Alright.
So I think that's the I think you really described it properly, in a sense that we want not the child only to go to school,
But also
or the
the
parents
parent.
only.
Yeah.
I think the way it's been structured, we want to enable families to actually be able to further their studies, because I think education is a cornerstone of socioeconomic development, and I think that awareness as well as a business is some of the things why we are saying that you can do it for yourself and you can do it for your child.
Right. So is it only limited to close family, or extended family can also be part of, the loan as well?
So I think given the way indlela esikhula ngayo thina la khaya Eswatini, vele awukhanza ukuthi kunamzala lekufuna ukuthi simside. Mzala lo lekhashana. So ngilapho ke la siye sesicele khona le documentation yethu. There's a list of other terms and conditions that our clients will come to face with when they have an interaction with our frontline staff. But we ask for the documentation that proves that the money is going to go to the education facility, which is then when we were able to extend the discount to our clients, and then also enable some of the other features of the product. So I think it shouldn't be a hassle, so long as we're able to get the adequate documentation that supports that this money is going to be paid into an education institution, and then from there, I think the process again is seamless.
All right. Speaking of the documents, I suppose kumele kube ne-affidavit proving ukuthi we're related, ID, maphi lama documents kahle that are needed.
So the documentation again is going to be an ID of the customer that banks with us. We will require a proof of admission, or a proof that the proof of admission or proof of enrollment that the person that is going to be paid for uyafunza vele esikolweni. We will also require for them to bring us quotations of the different fees that they want to pay into. Looking at that, when you pay for tertiary, you've got accommodation, you've got tuition, you've got maybe supporting instruments like your books or computers that might need to be financed. So if you bring us an invoice from the school that this is amount that needs to be paid for this specific thing, that is one of the documentation. Or if you need maybe to buy a computer, you can still bring us a quotation that this is the money, so that we try to match. And I think what this allows us to do is actually to be able to extend the facility for involvating ngako. Ungabe so uyakhameka we maybe so uthathe 100,000 namuhla uyamthatha lo 100,000 uyabhadala maybe first year kanzi bowuthenga maybe 80,000. So lo 20,000 so umthethe so umsebenzisele lokunye. So in a 4-year program it's not prudent for you or for us to give you imali lengeke bese iyakhona ukucoverisha yonke leminyaka noma imali leta bese seyakhama seyakulimita ukuthi in the following years awukhoni ukusitakala nathi.
Okay, important question. Siyabona vele kunengiganga lokwendekako ngosi kunabo fraud nanani. So ndalandzelela ukuthi vele ndabekisa ngisho vele ndawufuna acceptance letter from the university up before ukuthi nibanikele imali. Ngidakhona ngikulandzelela ukuthi vele yes lungelela bam acceptile at Limpopo University ngiyabekisa because bamvuse ba genela ganga lokuningi.
Kule ma process ethu yethu siyakhona lokulandzelela tikhona tindlela lesithathu sebenzisa kuhlola ukuthi vele lo muntu ukhona lesikoleni nalokuthi le mali nayisuka la kithi ihambe yakiso lesikolo. So we've worked it into our processes to ensure that we do that follow up to make sure. And I think as some of the terms of the product is that we need to ensure ukuthi vele le mali ingenile, and if we can't ensure ukuthi le mali ehambile ya esikoleni, then we will have to have conversations with those clients in terms of what does that mean for you as a client nangabe le mali vele ahika esikoleni.
Oh, great. Yeah. So what does the loan cover? No registration fees, no accommodation fee. Does it cover all that? Stationery and everything?
Yes. I think as maybe we've already alluded to earlier in our conversation is that you already have your registration fees, your tuition, your accommodation. We also want to be able to cover books, computer, or any other resources that you might need now as a school. So we have extended it in light of look at all the costs that may be attached to your tertiary education.
All right. So how do we actually apply for the loan? Is it online services, or maybe I should go inside a bank and apply for the loan?
I think most of our services have become very digital. You can be able to call 800 6100, where that is our back-end team that is able to support you. You can also email loan applications at fnb.co.sz. I think that's where maybe you can get support. If you are already an existing customer on the app, if you go to product shop and look for a personal loan, and maybe indicate that you would want to have a conversation about a personal loan, and then the teams would then be able to have a conversation with you over the phone. So most of this process you can complete over the phone. You can sign your documents online and no need to go into the branch for you to actually get support. But if you do want to go to a branch, I think you still can. But I think for customers that are digitally enabled and want to skip the queues, we are available on these digital channels for you to access the loan.
All right. Another important question, we have clients that are employed through contract basis, permanent.
Yes.
All right, are employed for a period of three years.
Yes.
Do those are they eligible to apply for the loan? Do you consider it?
So I think for customers, yes, we will have to look at maybe if you're employed on a permanent status or on a contract status. But if you are on a contract status, I think the way we work is we try to ensure that nangabe ugu contract we assess in terms of how long your contract is, what is the remaining balance of that maybe term of remaining term of that particular contract, and what we try to do is then limit that facility to within that contractual period. And we do this for two main reasons. We do it, one, to protect the client, because if we give you a facility in the next 6 months, a facility 6 years, what that then means that now and we all know how these facilities work. If you don't pay up, then you'll find that it will affect your affordability maybe in the future. In the next 5 months. So I think that's one. And I think also just maybe to ensure that we follow the practices and the rules that guide us as a business in terms of doing business right again.
All right. Lastly, 30 seconds. Encourage Abamvuguti they should take up this loan. What are the benefits? 30 seconds.
Now, I think maybe in essence what we're saying to people who are realizing that education is important, whether you want to further your own studies or you want to take people to school. and we're saying our doors are open. We are available to support those clients. The tertiary loan is designed for specifically for clients that want to make that jump, for self-improvement. So it is available. It is discounted if you can prove to us that it is for education. And I think we are available 24/7 to support those clients.
Yeah, every branch, FNB branch by
Yes.
again. All right, thank you so much, Mvumeni. That was Mvumeni Lamini from FNB Eswatini, tertiary loan, and who is eligible for it. But for more information, to contact them back on our social media and visit one of their branches, Lapa Eswatini. Second break, Sabia Kanamacho.